Hi, my name is Charlie, I'm a composer from Kent and this is how I scored the film Reunion. First of all, I'll watch the film and I'll be taking notes on certain character traits or any themes throughout the film, and these might give me some ideas for music. After this, I'll drag the film into Logic Pro, my music software, and this is where the magic happens. So this is Logic Pro, this is my music software, this is where all the music is created, this is my house. In Logic you can make yourself a template, so this means having all your instruments easy access, so you can save time when you're working and you can have everything ready to go. So I'll just show you a few things that are in my template. So first off we have this sketch folder, which is pretty much some pianos and then a basic drum kit, and this is where I'll go straight away to get some quick ideas down. I've also got the Spitfire Symphony Orchestra, but I'm not going to go through all the instruments, I'll just go through a couple. So we've got some strings, some brass, woodwinds, and just everything else that's in an orchestra. And we can't be forgetting the big synths. So throughout the film you'll notice that there's two different types of music, and this is to symbolise two of the many parts of friendship, and I would argue that the drum and bass style music would be the fun side of having friends, and the more peaceful music could reflect the deeper meaning of friendship, and that the characters in the film will always have each other no matter how they've left things at the end of the film. Originally the drum and bass music was only meant to be for the montages, but I was speaking to Lewis and we said it might be a cool idea to have more drum and bass within the film. There's a few reasons why I chose drum and bass for the music. One of the reasons was me thinking, what sort of music could Dan possibly make? What music would he be into? And I got the vibe of drum and bass from him. So when you're making music for a scene, you might have a few different ideas to start with, and it might not be till the second idea that you've got it right. An example of this would be the action cue from the woods scene. And originally I approached this with a more orchestral score, but you'll see how it changed afterwards. So here is the orchestral version. And here is the drum and bass version. While I was thinking about the two pieces of music, I often thought about how the boys might hear the orchestral piece in their head, because at the time they're in their own world just messing around. However, the drum and bass is a bit more realistic, and I would say it's better from an outside perspective, because if you find these group of lads and you look over, you don't really connotate the orchestral music, you would connotate drum and bass, because you know they might have a speaker next to them playing it, they're not going to be listening to orchestral music. So that's just a few reasons why drum and bass actually works better in the action rather than scoring it with a big orchestra. So something I really enjoyed working on this film was being able to use the character themes in different ways, and I really like the contrast between Dan's theme when he's arriving and the end credits when all the themes are blended into one, and his theme has jumped several octaves, which means it's just played in higher pitch, the same notes. It just gives it a completely different feel, and it really emphasises what I was saying earlier about the two sides of friendship, the sort of fun side and then the deeper meaning behind friendship. And I really think that the end credits music reflects this, and I think it's good to have the contrast between the upbeat drum and bass and the sort of relaxing music we get at the end of the film. So that's just a quick insight into how I made the music for Reunion. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully you learnt something or learnt where I'm coming from with the ideas. I would like to say a big thank you to Lewis, the director, for reaching out to me to work on this film, and a huge congratulations to everyone that's worked hard on this, and it really shows. I'm glad to be a part of it. Feel free to check out my socials below, and I'll see you next time.